You did everything right. You got the degree, you started your own business, you climbed the corporate ladder, and finally, you crossed that six-figure threshold, $100,000, maybe $200,000 a year. This was supposed to be it. The moment all your financial anxiety just melted away like an ice cube in the hot sun. So why are you staring at your bank account a few days before payday, wondering where it all went? If this feels familiar, you're not alone. It's the great paradox of our economy. On paper, you're a high earner. In reality, you're one bad, unexpected car repair away from financial ruin. Recent surveys show exactly how common this actually is. As of early 2024, nearly half of Americans earning over $100,000 a year are living paycheck to paycheck. For those pulling in over $200,000 a year, more than a third are in the exact same boat. That stat is very shocking. This might not be a personal failure, however. It's a systemic trap. The game has changed, and the rules you were taught about money are officially obsolete. Your high income isn't the finish line. However, it's a very powerful tool. But right now that tool might be working against you, digging you deeper into a hole of debt and anxiety. Today we're going to give you the blueprint to escape the high income trap for good. For generations, we've been taught to equate a big salary with the good life. More income, we were told, meant more security. However, that can be a dangerous lie. Income is not wealth. Let me say that again. Income is not wealth. Income is just cash flow. It's what you get. Wealth is what you keep. The math is really simple. It's what you own minus what you owe. Your assets minus your liabilities. Think about it like this. A high-earning doctor with $500,000 in student loans, a massive mortgage, and 2 luxury car leases could easily have a lower net worth than a plumber who owns his house outright and has been quietly investing for the last 15 years. The real problem is something called lifestyle inflation or lifestyle creep, which I know a lot of you are very familiar with. Promotion hits, and suddenly that reliable Toyota feels a little dated. You need the BMW to match the new Armani suit. A 2-bedroom apartment, feeling a little bit small. And you deserve the 4-bedroom house in the exclusive gated community. Vacations go from road trips to Paris and Rome. You know, none of these decisions, they feel really good. They don't feel really reckless because, you know, you've worked really hard and you've earned it. But they do create a much higher baseline of expenses that can swallow every dollar of your raise or your promotion. You're running faster and faster and faster on the corporate treadmill, but you're not really going anywhere. You're just financing a fancier version of the paycheck to paycheck life. This is the quiet cancer spreading through households that from the outside, they look like they have it all figured out. So if your salary doesn't define your financial class, what does? Your net worth. The Federal Reserve's latest data paints a sobering picture of America's real class structure, and it's all about wealth, not income. Based on a 2022 survey of consumer finances, the median net worth for an American family was about $193,000. But that number is wildly misleading. Why? Because the average net worth is over $1 million. That massive gap tells you everything you need to know. The wealth is concentrated at the very top. The top 10% of households have a net worth of over 1.9 million. And the top 1% have fortunes starting north of $13 million. So obviously they're pulling the average way up. If your household net worth is near the bottom, you're not the only one. The bottom 25% of American families have a net worth of just a few $1,000s, often with debts that outweigh their assets. One rung up, the lower middle section holds most of its small wealth in vehicles, a little cash, and again are struggling to get ahead. True middle class is where the home equity starts to become a major factor. But even here, a net worth that approaches a few $100,000, stability can be very precarious. And you might be pulling in an upper in-class income, but if your liabilities are high, you could be living with a middle class net worth or worse. This is the 6-figure paradox in action. This isn't just about buying too many lattes. There are definitely very powerful forces, both systemic and psychological, designed to keep you on that treadmill. The most obvious is the relentless marketing of debt. Banks don't get rich when you pay with cash. They get rich when you finance a life you can't quite afford. You're pushed to take on a bigger mortgage, lease the fanciest car, and swipe the credit card for the things you deserve. what's in your wallet. So before we get into the blueprint of how you can break this cycle, and there's some really interesting ways to do that, it'd be really great if you would hit that notification bell and or like and subscribe on the video, and definitely put a comment in however you feel about the video, because that really helps the channel and I really appreciate it. Recognizing the trap is step one. Dismantling it is step two. This isn't about depriving yourself. It's about shifting your entire mindset from earning to owning. Okay, here we are at step one, which is stop obsessing over your salary. Your new obsession, your new scorecard should be your net worth. You have to track it. You can use a spreadsheet or an app or a financial advisor, however you want to do it, but you should do that every single quarter. This is the only number that truly dictates your financial freedom. Seeing that number move or stagnate is the most powerful motivator that there can be. Your goal isn't just to get a raise anymore, it's to make your net worth climb. Step two, automate your wealth, not just your bills. You've heard pay yourself first, everyone's heard that, but high earners often have a dangerous twist on it. I'll save what's left over. The spoiler here is it's rare that there's anything left over. What you need to do is flip the script. The moment your paycheck hits your account, a large percentage of it, think 20%, needs to be automatically transferred to your investment account before you even see it. So for example, if you make $150,000, that's $2,500 a month that vanishes into your wealth building machine. Now, a lot of you out there are saying, well, wow, 20%, I don't make $150,000. I might only make $50,000. Well, what I would say here is try 10% if 20 is too much, even 5%. But get in the habit of always doing it and then increase it as you make more money. And before you know it, there you go. Step three, let's check this one out, which is turn your income into an army of assets. A high salary can be a powerful weapon, but only if you use it to buy things that make you more money. Invest early and consistently. The wealthy don't work for money. Their money works for them. I'm sure you've heard that. Everyone said that. And what does that actually mean? Well, every dollar you put into a low-cost S&P index fund is a tiny soldier fighting for your future freedom. Thanks to compound growth, the earlier you start, the bigger the army becomes. Prioritize home equity. For most American families, home ownership is the single largest driver of wealth. While a mortgage you can't afford is a crushing liability, a sensible one is like a forced savings plan. It builds equity over time. Diversify. As your net worth grows, think beyond just your 401k. The wealthiest households build their fortunes with business equity, stocks, and real estate that provides passive income. This is what can make work optional, not a lifelong necessity or requirement. Here we are on to step four. Decouple your ego from your spending. This one might be hard to do, but it's very important. You've worked hard for your success, and you want to look successful and feel successful. But true wealth is quiet. It's the fully funded retirement account, or HSA, not the leased Mercedes. It's the freedom to walk away from a job you don't really like, not the logo on your shirt. Truly wealthy don't need to show off that they're wealthy with a bunch of stuff. They mostly understand that the most valuable thing money can ever buy is control over their own time. A six-figure salary isn't a destination. It's a starting line. It gives you the firepower to build real, lasting wealth. But it guarantees absolutely nothing, which is the reality. That feeling of being broke while earning a great income is a red flag that you're playing the wrong game. You're mistaking the tool, your income, for the prize, your freedom. So stop chasing the next paycheck. Stop letting your lifestyle inflate with every raise. Try measuring your success not by the size of your salary, but by the strength of your balance sheet. Shift your identity from being a high earner to a smart owner. And that's how you can escape the trap and finally build the financial security that you've worked so hard for and that you actually deserve. So I want to thank everybody for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. This has been Damon D. Stack smart, stack often.